Chapter 17. Stars and the Solar System.
Introduction. The mysteries of the universe are profound. In ancient times, people believed the earth to be flat and the sun to revolve around it. The curiosity of the scientists led them to discover about the solar system. We learned about stars, planets, and the unique characteristics of Earth which help it to sustain life. The branch of science which studies about the universe is called astronomy. Scientists were researching in a big way about different galaxies, stars, planets, possibility of life elsewhere in the universe, and also the possibilities of setting up colonies on the Moon and Mars. The celestial objects. Have you ever looked up at the sky at night in a city? You can hardly spot many stars. However, if you look up at the sky in a village or on a mountain, the scene would be very different. The sky would appear littered with tiny dots. If you look carefully, you will find areas with high density of dots and areas which appear brighter as compared to their surroundings. Most of the dots would twinkle. These are stars. However, some dots would not twinkle. These are planets. The biggest and brightest object in the night sky is the moon.
There are stars, planets, asteroids, comets, and satellites out there in the sky.
All of these together are called celestial bodies. Let us learn more about the celestial bodies.
Galaxies. A galaxy is a huge collection of all types of celestial bodies like stars, planets, comets, asteroids, and other celestial objects. There are billions of galaxies in the universe. Each of these contains billions of stars and many more solar systems. Ours is the Milky Way galaxy. It can be seen as a faint band of light and stars across the night sky. The shape of the Milky Way is spiral and the sun is located on one of its arms. This should give you an idea about the expanse of the universe. Astronomers are constantly looking for other celestial systems and planets like Earth where life could be possible. Stars. Stars are the most common celestial bodies seen. On a clear dark night, we can see countless number of stars in the sky. All these stars are luminous bodies in various stages of their life. Each star contains a large number of hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas changes into helium in a star. In this process, a large amount of heat and light is produced. The temperature in a star is very high. For example, the temperature at the surface of the sun is about 6,000 degrees Celsius and its core about 150,000 degrees Celsius. The stars are classified according to their size. You will learn about the life cycle of stars in higher classes. The sun is our star and we on Earth depend on it for all our needs. In fact, it is called the ultimate source of energy. The sun is at a distance of 8.3 light minutes from us. This means the sunlight reaches us in 8.3 minutes. The next nearest star to the Earth is Alpha Centauri, which is about 4.3 light years away. There are stars which are at a distance of million light years. So, when you are looking at such stars in the sky, you are seeing them as they were million years ago. Isn't that amazing and difficult to believe? In fact, the sun appears much bigger than other stars because it is very close to the Earth. The stars appear scattered randomly in the sky. However, we can observe some groups of stars that resembles the shape of an object or a person. Such groups are called constellations.
Constellations. A constellation is a group of stars that resembles the figure of an object, animal, or person. Astronomers have named about 88 such constellations. Some important constellations are mentioned here. Ursa Major. This constellation is also called the Great Bear constellation or the Big Dipper. This contains 7 bright stars placed in a way that they resemble a big spoon or a body of a bear. 4 stars form the cup and 3 form the tail of the spoon. Ursa Major can be easily spotted on a summer night in the northern part of the sky. In Hindi, it is called Saptarishi Mandal, after the famous 7 saints of Indian mythology. Orion. This constellation contains 8 bright stars and several other smaller and fainter stars. It resembles the shape of a warrior with a sword. The 3 bright stars in the middle form the belt of the warrior. Orion can be spotted in the sky on a winter night. There are 12 constellations which represent the zodiac signs, followed by the astrologers.
Movement of stars. You will notice that the constellation moves, but the position of its stars relative to each other remains same. In fact, all stars appear to move from east to west in the sky.
This is so because the Earth moves from west to east on its axis.
The solar system. The sun and all the celestial bodies that revolve around it make up the solar system. These include the planets, their satellites, asteroids, and comets. Sun. The sun is the ultimate source of energy for the solar system. It is a medium-sized star which provides energy to the solar system. The sun is believed to be about 4.5 billion years old, just like the other members of the solar system. It will continue like this till it is 7 billion years old. After that, it will start to cool down. The temperature of sun's surface is about 6,000 degrees Celsius and rises up to 150 lakh degrees Celsius as its core. The diameter of the sun is more than 100 times than that of Earth. Planets. Planets are celestial bodies that revolve around the sun in elliptical orbits. The gravitational pull of the sun keeps the planets in their orbits. Planets do not have their own light. They reflect the light from the sun. All planets revolve around the sun in the same direction, but they take different time to complete a revolution. A planet closer to the sun moves faster as compared to a planet which is farther away. Also, as the distance of planets increases from the sun, their temperature becomes lower. There are 8 planets in our solar system. The first 4 planets are called the inner planets. These are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These planets are solid, made of rocks with a core of metals. The next 4 planets are called outer planets. These are made up of gases with a metallic and rocky core. All planets except Mercury and Venus have different numbers of moons revolving around them. Earlier, there were 9 planets in the solar system. However, Pluto, the last planet, was put into the category of dwarf planets in 2006. Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet of the solar system, closest to the sun. It has no atmosphere and its surface has large craters. Being close to the sun, it is very hot. The temperature during the day is up to 400 degrees Celsius. But due to lack of atmosphere, it loses the heat. At night, it cools to about minus 200 degrees Celsius. Mercury can be spotted near the horizon either just before sunrise or just after sunset. It is not visible during the day due to the glare of sunlight. Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. Venus is believed to have dense clouds of sulfuric acid. Its atmosphere has a large percentage of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. As a result, the temperature of Venus remains very high. In fact, Venus is hotter than Mercury. It is the brightest object in the sky among the stars. It is also called the morning star or evening star, as it appears as the brightest spot in the sky. Its brightness is due to dense layer of gases around it, which reflects most of the sunlight falling on it. The unique feature of Venus is that it rotates on its axis from east to west direction, unlike the Earth and most other planets which rotate from west to east direction. Earth. Ours is the blue planet. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Hence, it looks blue from the space. The Earth is the only planet with water, oxygen, and other chemical substances needed for life to exist. It is also at the right distance from the Sun to provide us with the adequate amount of heat. It is neither too hot like Venus and Mercury, nor too cold as the outer planets. The presence of carbon dioxide and water vapor in air helps to retain the heat coming from the Sun. The Earth also has a layer of ozone gas in its upper atmosphere which protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the Sun. Mars. Mars is called the Red Planet. It is believed to be a rocky planet with a huge desert of red rocks and canyons. It has a thin atmosphere containing carbon dioxide. Scientists world over are trying to find more about Mars. Few countries like the US and China have sent space probes to Mars to find more about its composition and atmosphere. India launched its space probe Mangalyaan in 2013, which will reach Mars and send information about it. Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system. Its surface is made up of liquid hydrogen and helium, and it is surrounded by thick layer of gases. Jupiter is more than 300 times heavier than Earth and can accommodate 1,300 Earths in it. There is a huge red spot visible on its surface, which is believed to be a storm, which is about 3 times the size of the Earth. Jupiter can be seen as a bright spot in the sky. Saturn. Saturn is the planet with rings. It is also a very big and cold gas planet with rings around it. The rings are believed to be made up of small pieces of ice. It has the largest number of moons. Uranus. Uranus is also a giant planet about 15 times heavier than Earth. It has faint rings around it. It has a highly tilted axis of rotation. It can only be observed with a powerful telescope as it is very far away from the Earth. Neptune. Neptune is like Uranus, about 4 times bigger than the Earth. It is believed to have a thick atmosphere of cold methane gas.
It also has a dark spot, which is a storm.
Asteroids. Asteroids are a large number of small and big rocks that revolve around the Sun in a belt between Mars and Jupiter. There are some asteroids whose orbits are much bigger and cross the orbits of planets. Some scientists believe that a small asteroid had collided with the Earth about 65 million years ago. The impact of collision may have caused the extinction of dinosaurs.
Satellites. A satellite is a celestial body which revolves around another bigger celestial body. The moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. Generally, the term moon is used to denote the satellites or planets. Jupiter and Saturn have the largest number of moons in the solar system. Scientists have found the presence of water on Europa, a moon of Jupiter. Moon. The moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. It revolves around the Earth and completes one revolution in 27 days. It also completes one rotation on its axis in 27 days. As a result, only one side of the moon faces the Earth. If you observe the sky at night for few days in a row, you will see that the shape of moon changes every day. These are called the phases of the moon. What do you think is the reason behind the phases of the moon? You read in previous chapters that moon is not a luminous object. It reflects the light of sun from its surface. Thus, we are able to see only that part of moon on which the sunlight falls. The phases of the moon arise as the part of moon exposed to the sun changes every day. The night on which the moon appears as a full, round disk is called the full moon night. After that, the shape of the moon becomes thinner every day till the new moon night when it is not visible at all. Again the size becomes bigger every day till the full moon night, and this cycle continues. The time period from one full moon to next full moon is a little more than 29 days. This is considered as 1 month. The moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. The relative positions of the three bodies create the phases of moon. Can you guess the part of sky where you will find the full moon? The moon has a barren surface with lots of craters and mountains. The craters are caused by collisions of meteorites. There is no air or water on the moon, hence no life can exist there. Comet. Comets are small celestial bodies which revolve around the sun in very long elliptical orbits. They are made of dust, ice and gases. We can see a comet in our lifetime if it comes near the sun. Comets have a very long period of revolution due to their big orbits. For example, Halley's Comet, which can be seen from Earth every 76 years as it comes close to the sun. It was last seen in 1996 and will be seen again in 2062. As a comet nears the sun, the ice in it gets vaporized and glows. The comet appears to have a bright head and a long tail. The tail always points away from the sun.
Meteors. There are lots of rock particles that float in the space randomly at high speed. Sometimes they enter the Earth's atmosphere and burn up due to friction of air. They appear as a moving bright streak of light in the sky. These are called meteors. We also know them as shooting stars. Sometimes the meteors are big in size and do not burn up completely on entering the Earth's atmosphere. They fall down on Earth with great impact and cause lot of damage. These are called meteorites. Meteorites are a very important source of information for scientists. Their composition tells a lot about the origin and the nature of the solar system. Artificial satellites. An artificial satellite is a man-made machine launched into space to orbit around a celestial body with the main purpose of gathering information. The first artificial satellite to be launched was Sputnik 1 in 1957. It was launched by the erstwhile Soviet Union. Today there are more than 1,000 artificial satellites orbiting the Earth. Their sizes range from few centimeters to as large as a football field. Their altitudes vary as per their functions. The largest artificial satellite is the International Space Station, ISS. It orbits the Earth at an altitude of about 400 kilometers and takes one round of the Earth in 90 minutes. An artificial satellite is launched in space with the help of a rocket. It is pushed by the rocket into an orbit where it keeps revolving around the Earth and carries out its functions. Most artificial satellites have two main parts, an antenna to receive and send information, and a solar power panel to generate electricity from sunlight. Based on their function, the artificial satellites are placed at different heights and at different speeds. Few of the artificial satellites are as follows. Navigation satellites. These work to locate the position of an object or person on Earth. The Global Positioning System, GPS, is made up of 24 satellites orbiting at about 20,000 kilometers height. Communication satellites. These help to transmit the signals for television, mobile phones, and the Internet. Remote sensing satellites. They take images of the Earth and help locate different resources under the Earth's crust. Space satellites. They take images and collect information about the space. For example, the satellite called Hubble's telescope takes images of stars, galaxies, and other celestial objects and phenomena and transits them to Earth. In India, the space research is done at the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. India has launched a number of artificial satellites. The first Indian satellite to be launched was Aryabhatta in 1975. Bhaskara, Rohini, EduSat, the INSAT series and IRS are some Indian artificial satellites. The latest satellite launched by India is the Mangalyaan, India's Mars probe. This satellite will reach Mars in September 2014 and orbit the red planet. It will collect information about Mars and send it back to us.